Hey guys, it's Cam. I'm going to be showing you how I cut and stitch a sweetheart neckline. Hope you enjoy the video. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Let's get straight into it. Grab a piece of interfacing and fold it in half. Now if you don't have interfacing, you could either use a plain piece of fabric. Draw out a rectangle shape with 3.5 inches in width and 8 inches in length. From the bottom, what you're going to want to do is mark off about 2 inches above, and that's on the open side, not the folded side. Now at the top, draw a line half an inch underneath. Draw lines leaving about an inch gap margin outside the neckline. And then cut all your lines that you've just drawn out. Make sure you put pressure with your hand on the interfacing when you're cutting, just so it doesn't wobble about or lose its shape. Now we're going to do the exact same with the back neckline. However, the only difference is we're going to make it a bit deeper, so it means instead of it being 8 inches, we're going to do 9 inches in length. Keep the width the same, 3.5 inches. A little tip, most necklines are about 3.5 inches in width. I mean, if it's a boat neck, it will be a bit more wider, probably 4.55. However, with a deep neck, you want the width to be less because otherwise your shoulders are going to drop. So depending on how deep you want your neckline, will then go by how much of a width to keep on your neckline as well. So if you want me to go into detail with that, I could do that in another video. Just leave a comment down below. Grab a plain piece of fabric, preferably same colour as the Kameez that you're stitching on. If you don't have the same colour, I would say get something a bit of a lighter colour. If you don't have anything lighter, do with what you've got. I mean, no harm in that. And then iron on the interfacing and make sure to leave about 1 inch of fabric gap from the actual interfacing. Now what you're going to want to do is stitch the inside of the neckline on top of the interfacing all around the neckline. Cut the outside of the neckline, leaving about ½ inch to about 1 inch fabric from the outside. And then once you've done that, you're going to fold over that fabric that you've just cut, so the outside of the fabric, onto the interfacing and stitch all around the edge. Now what you're going to want to do is grab your kameez and cut a notch at the top, in the middle, exact same with the interfacing and neckline. So if you fold it in half, just cut a little like slit or a notch at the top. So make sure the kameez is facing, the right side is facing upwards. And then what you're going to want to do is grab the neckline. The wrong side should be facing you, the right side should be facing the kameez. So the right side of the kameez and the right side of the neckline should be facing each other. And then what you're going to want to do is stitch a line down the middle of the actual neckline, including the kameez underneath. Stitch on the inside of the neckline, so do not stitch on the interfacing, stitch next to the interfacing right on its corner and stitch all around the neckline. I would say take your time when you're doing this, because this literally makes or breaks your suit. Now once you've stitched all around the inside, what you're going to want to do is cut the inside of the neckline fabric and leave about ½ inch gap and cut all the way around. Then you're going to cut slits in between to make sure when you turn it round it sort of folds easily. So cut in between, just make sure you do not cut into the stitch that you've just sewn. Then turn over the neckline to the back side of the kameez, so you can either iron it so it stays in place, or you can just stitch around the edge.